When life throws challenges at us, our first instinct is to react in fear, anxiety, or rage. We've all felt this way, right? You feel cornered and on edge, and you react without even thinking. But is there another way? Can we choose a different reaction? Imagine this. You're in a crowded place, and someone accidentally steps on your foot, causing an immediate jolt of pain that makes you want to yell in rage. But if you take a moment to think about it, you'll realize that wasn't on purpose. And your rage begins to fade. That tiny pause between stimulus and response, the magic happens in the gap. It is the distinction between reacting and responding. To begin, let us define a reaction. It's like shouting in a canyon and hearing your voice bouncing back without today. Similarly, subconscious memories and ingrained beliefs drive instantaneous reactions. It's almost as if it's a reflex. For example, if someone says something hurtful to you, your instinct may be to respond with something equally hurtful. However, this reactive approach does not allow for reflection. It may result in more conflict and internal turmoil. Remember, there is a space between stimulus and response, and within that space is our ability to choose. Our response is where we find our growth and freedom. Franco, Victor, you may be wondering why I react impulsively. Most of our reactions are the result of past experiences, conditioning, and, in some cases, trauma. Consider the child who once fell off his bike and broke his arm. That was not a one-time occurrence. A memory was imprinted. So, even after he's matured and the wound has healed, the emotional scar remains, and he hesitates to ride again, his brain in its quest to keep him safe, recalling the pain and cautioning him. It's the same as touching a hot stove. After you've burned your fingers, even the sight of a stove may make you wary. Your brain, which is always on alert, tries to protect you from further harm. It is critical to recognize when this protection becomes excessive, impeding or promoting growth. But what you had another option. Responding necessitates awareness, mindfulness, and a deliberate choice. When you respond, you assess the situation, weigh the benefits and drawbacks, and then decide on the best course of action, taking a deep breath before diving into the water, as in our previous example, rather than panicking at the invitation to ride a bike. What if the grown-up version of that child recognized the fear, but decided to ride anyway? He'd be selecting a reaction of a reaction. He'd be relying on logic and current reality rather than a distant memory as Larsu. When you say something, your thoughts become words, and your words become actions. Simply put, reacting is an instinctive, immediate, and often uncontrolled action. While the condo is in control, responding is considered deliberate and measured. Life throws situations at us. We can choose how we respond to them, but our reactions are influenced by our past. A response is the result of being aware in the present moment. When we respond, we pause to acknowledge our initial impulse and choose a way forward based on the current situation, not previous experiences. Accept the invitation to go for a bike ride. Yes, you're feeling that familiar flutter of anxiety in your stomach. However, responding does not mean that these feelings disappear. Rather, it means recognizing them for what they are, echoes of past experiences. Remember, Rumi, the wound is where the light enters you by shedding light on these feelings. We can comprehend them and navigate them wisely, telling ourselves not to feel certain emotions. It frequently backfires. Think about the white bear experiment. When we are instructed not to think about a white bear, it's all we can think about. The harder we try, the further we push the foot away, the stronger it returns. Likewise, suppressing our feelings are not only ineffective, but they can also be amplified. Mindfulness is the art of responding in the present moment. Instead of pushing uneasy feelings away, we acknowledge them, inspect them without judgment, and then choose our next steps accordingly. The external outcome shifts. Even if our internal experience remains the same, a twinge in your arm may increase your anxiety, leading you to believe something is seriously wrong. However, if every unfamiliar sensation causes you to panic, your brain begins to associate unfamiliar sensations with anxiety. However, when you feel that twinge and take a step back, you remind yourself that nothing was wrong. Every obstacle we face tests our perception of our abilities, so you rewire your brain to face it calmly. When we perceive a threat beyond our ability, our brain goes into fight, flight, or freeze mode. This primal reaction isn't always appropriate for modern challenges. Assume you're preparing for a major work presentation. The approaching date makes you nervous. Fear, doubt, creeping, and visions of potential blunders playing out. This mindset can result in visible avoidance, distress during the presentation, or even freezing up mid-speech. Reframing your thoughts, on the other hand, can change everything. Recognizing your nervousness is natural, but trusting in your preparation and capability changes your approach. You're not suppressing your anxiety, but rather understanding it, which gives you the ability to respond rather than react like Confucius. It doesn't matter how slowly you go as long as you go. Life never stops throwing curveballs. Situations that present themselves to us can be viewed as either challenges or threats if we cultivate an awareness of our automatic reactions and choose to respond mindfully. With grace and equality, we can navigate any situation. This not only calms our minds, but it also enriches our relationships and experiences. The path from reaction to response may be continuous. However, every step taken mindfully brings us closer to living a life with intention and understanding that the world today is pulsing with stimuli, demanding our attention, and reaction has returned. It is critical to develop the ability to be in the driver's seat of our emotions rather than the passenger seat. Mindfulness emerges as a beacon guiding us to emotional balance. Several studies have revealed the profound effects of mindfulness training on this mental discipline. It equips us to navigate turbulent waters, allowing us to distinguish between simple reactions and thoughtful responses. It can be difficult, especially in stressful situations. The beauty lies in the picture of the journey, from being impulsively reactive to compassionately responsive. A wave of emotion washes over you. Instead of letting it sweep you away, imagine holding your breath and branding yourself with every conscious inhalation and exhalation. Label your emotions as you breathe. Do you feel the heat of rage, the trembling of anxiety, or the weight of sadness? Not even a double layer. Why are you feeling this way? Was it just the current situation? Did it awaken? Is it a dormant memory or a deeply ingrained belief that such cognitive introspection untangles the maze of our emotional landscape? When you constantly wonder why, you'll dominate the dark corners of your psyche, uncovering emotional patterns that frequently operate beneath the radar. This self-awareness not only provides a deeper understanding of one's reactions, but it also promotes better choices that are in line with one's goals. Integrating focus attention through mindfulness is similar to sharpening a tool on a daily basis as challenges arise. This sharpened tool aids in the removal of negative cognitive biases, resulting in a more resilient and adaptive mindset. And here's the good news. Research in developmental psychology suggests that our mastery of emotional regulation grows with age, so every act of mindfulness, every compassionate response counts. In this exploration, your practice today lays the groundwork for a future of increased emotional dexterity. It is critical to understand that the threads of our past shape our current reactions. Based on our prior experiences and learned behaviors, they compose a symphony that is sometimes harmonious and sometimes discordant. Recognizing this is not about denying our history, but about comprehending its significance. Knowing that our past can sometimes dictate our reactions allows us to take a step back and assess whether these reactions truly reflect who we want to be today. Finally, while mindfulness, understanding, and practice present a transformative approach to life's adversities, it is not a magic wand. It will not eliminate all difficulties or negative emotions. It does, however, equate you with a compass for navigating these storms by recognizing and managing your emotions. One can cultivate a more tranquil mind, enrich relationships, and improve overall mental health. Remember, it's not about avoiding the storm, but about learning to dance in it. Life is like a vast ocean with calm waters and raging storms. On occasion, we sail smoothly, basking in the gentle embrace of the waves. At times, we are battling tempests that threaten to capsize our ship. Our emotional fortitude and mindfulness practices are put to the test during these storms. Mahatma Gandhi once said, "In the midst of darkness, there is light." These words persist in beckoning us to find that inner light, even in the darkest storms of our lives. It's a reminder that even in the darkest of times, a glimmer of hope can be found, like a lighthouse guiding us back to safety. Mindfulness practice and an understanding of our emotional responses can serve as that lighthouse. Navigating the waters of life is a never-ending process for many of us. Mindfulness and emotional awareness are like a compass and map, allowing us to orient ourselves in the right direction. It's critical to remember that the journey, with all of its ups and downs, is just as important as the destination, as long as you live wisely. Miles, a 1,000-mile journey, begins with a single step. This journey necessitates patience and acceptance. Mindfulness does not guarantee a life free of difficulties or emotional turmoil. Instead, it provides a broader perspective that allows us to see our emotions as waves. They reach their peak and then fall back. It's about realizing that these waves exist. However, powerful does not define our entire ocean, the fleeting moments in the vastness of our lives. Furthermore, embracing the present moment, regardless of its nature, is the essence of mindfulness, as is every emotion and every experience. Joy or sorrow adds a distinct thread to the tapestry of our existence. When we allow ourselves to truly feel without judgment or resistance, and we allow these emotions to flow in order to teach us, moving on in life's daily dance, it's easy to become overwhelmed by external noises. Regardless of what others think, societal pressures, or even our inner critic, anchoring ourselves in mindfulness and emotional awareness can act as our rhythm, allowing us to move gracefully. even when confronted with unfamiliar or difficult tunes. Thank you for listening. If you found this video useful, please hit the like button and subscribe for more insights. And don't forget to share with those who may benefit from your generosity. Your support keeps us going until the next time. Stay mindful and take care.